Welcome to Ultimate Survival Gear. Today, as you guys can see, I have yet again something from Saucony. Now, I have reviewed Saucony products quite a few times on this channel, and these are probably one of my favorite trail running sneakers from Saucony. These are Excursion TR15, a very popular trail running shoes on Amazon. Currently over 400 reviews, almost 5 stars. $59.95, unbelievable price for everything that you are getting. Probably one of the reasons why these are so popular. And as some of you know, this is not a regular review. This review is specifically for my Ultimate Survival shoes section. Yes, not just trail running shoes, but everything for your survival, whether it's running, whether it's climbing, whether it's fighting, whether it's whatever kind of situation that you can imagine. And we make the judgment based on 8 different criteria. Let's get straight into it. Criteria number 1, comfort level. And in order to test the comfort level of all the shoes, boots, whatever I review on this channel, for the shoes, for the boots, doesn't really matter. I do a 3-mile run and then a 5-mile walk, no pauses in between, and then I continue wearing the shoes or boots for the rest of the day so that the total wear time is 8 hours. And like I said, I love these trail running shoes. Unbelievably comfortable. And there are a few factors, of course, that contribute to the comfort level. The very first one would be the weight. Let's find my scale. It's hanging somewhere around here. And let's see, I'm thinking, this is by the way size 10, I'm thinking this should be barely over 10 ounce, barely, probably even less, but I would say 10.2. Let's see if I'm close. 10.6. I was really close. Wow, okay, I'm pretty good at this. I've been doing reviews for a long time. Excellent weight. Excellent weight. Now, let me kind of give you a little bit of reference number so you understand how lightweight this is. If you are getting good, really good quality trail running shoes, obviously one of the criteria is going to be the lightweight, because obviously, you know, I don't have to explain it, the lighter they are, the longer you can run, the easier it is to run, the less of the fatigue you're going to have from the weight on your feet. Makes sense. And I always recommend people, for shoes, under 15 ounce. For mid-size boots, under 20 ounce. For full-size boot, under 25 ounce. So for shoes, 15 is that golden kind of whatever perfect number. Obviously, if you find something under 15 ounce, excellent. A little bit over, not a big deal, but you are getting into that heavyweight category. This is 10, guys. 10. This is fantastic as it gets. Super lightweight. Obviously, there are a few other factors that contribute to the comfort level. Another one would be the flexibility of the outsole. And here, as you can see, it's super flexible. Now, keep one thing in mind. You don't want it to be too flexible, because when it's too flexible, when you compromise that stiffness, now you kind of compromise on the protection, which we'll talk about later in the further criteria that we're going to talk about in this review. But you don't want too stiff either, because that will take away from the comfort. Here, I would say it's perfect for a trail running shoe. I think that's a perfect stiffness and flexibility, balance between the two. And also one thing that I wanted to point out, where it creases, it's a perfect spot. Sometimes you have the shoes that crease in weird spots, they create the pressure points. Here it does not, because you have a very soft, nice fabric at the top. Okay, let's move on to the inner sole. I'm gonna take it out and I'm gonna show it to you so that you can actually see exactly how it looks. Here, as you can see, not much to the inner sole, very plain. There's a little bit of arch support, there is no heel pad, not a big deal. There's decent amount of cushioning overall. It's very basic, very cheap inner sole. I mean, understandable for $59.95, but it does give you decent amount of cushioning, so whenever you're running, you're nice and comfortable. Moving further, we got our padding. There's a little bit of padding in the shaft, not much, but a little bit. And then some in the tongue, and then throughout the whole shoe, it feels very nice and soft, obviously, thanks to this fabric right here. So overall, on the comfort level, really, really good job, Saucony. You guys nailed this one. All right, let's move on to the criteria number 2, proofing and protection. Now, these are not waterproof, which honestly, I don't mind. I don't care about my trail running shoes being waterproof because it's not a lot of clearance anyway for waterproofing, only about, what is it? Let me see if I can locate my, here it is, ruler. And let's see, we got about 3.5 inches, really not much. So I wouldn't really worry about the waterproofing in shoes like this. Now, if you're getting in the mid-size boot, in the full-size boot category, yes, then the waterproofing matters because you have a full shaft to give you decent clearance if you're stepping in a creek, if you're stepping in a puddle or something like that. This expected to get wet. One of my main concerns is that how quickly it dries, and here the fabric is very light, so it will dry up pretty quickly. Now, protection wise, you do have some basic very soft kind of reinforcement going here at the very front of the toe box. Not much, don't expect a lot from it. This will give you a protection from like small rocks if you're running on a rocky road, but not much. Obviously your ankles are exposed, your heel is nicely reinforced, but again, not much. You do have a decent amount of protection from the bottom, but we'll talk about the outsole later. Let's move on to the criteria number 3, quality and the design features. Now, quality wise, Saucony is excellent brand. In my experience, I probably reviewed at least, I would say, honestly, it's hard to say, probably around 10 pairs of different Saucony shoes, and they have been excellent so far. I mean, I do have complaints, little here and there, just personal issues with certain features, certain things, but overall, quality-wise, they have been very impressive. And you can judge by the reviews on Amazon as well. Go ahead, click on the link in the description below, and you will find over 400 reviews and almost 5 stars. So people do like Saucony shoes. Not just these, but most of them have very positive feedback from consumers on Amazon. Now, talking about the design features, here I talk about the usually the lacing system, and check this out. The lacing system here is very basic. It's flat, very thin flat strings. Personally, I'm not a fan of flat strings, but here obviously they were made in order to save on weight. Tightens not as proportionally as I would want, but it's fine, not a big deal. Still, whenever it comes to you want to save on weight or you want to have a little bit of better lacing system, I would probably go with a lighter weight because that, I think, is overall more important than how quickly you can put the shoes on and off. Although in survival situations, obviously you want something that you can put on quicker and easier. So let's move on to the criteria number 4, outsole traction and stability. Now, whenever I do my run and my walk, I have an opportunity to test the shoes on the variety of different surfaces, starting with some older asphalt, newer tarmac, dry sand, dry grass, wet grass, rocky road, trail surface, and then just marble tile, rubber, pretty much everything you can throw at the shoe. And this outsole is excellent. Excellent outsole. First of all, the rubber gives you decent amount of protection. This layer of rubber is very good, hard quality rubber, okay? Not some cheap, soft, whatever that doesn't make sense. No, it's very good. Also, there is a decent amount of aggression and flatness to it. As you can see, overall, it looks kind of flat, so it doesn't dig in that much in the sand. But it's enough aggression, especially these. I have not seen anything like this before. These spikes right here, excellent stability on the wet grass, so definitely not slippery. So for trail running, you can imagine how important this can be. So outsole, Saucony just nailed on this one. Honestly, I'm surprised to see this quality of an outsole in such an affordable, budget-friendly price package. We'll talk about the price later. But for now, let's move on to the criteria number 5 really quick. Temperature. Obviously, no point to talk about cold temperatures here. These are not insulated. These are not waterproof. So forget about the winter. Unless you are fine being cold and wet on your feet in the winter, which I'm not. That's why I live in Florida. But for hot weather, very nice, very breathable fabric. So you have plenty of ventilation going on. Very important whenever you're running, obviously. So here, great job, Saucony. Let's move on to the criteria number 6. Sizing. Again, no problems here at all. Definitely true to the size. I would recommend getting half a size bigger than your normal shoe size. But you don't have to. It's really up to you. Do you want a little bit more comfort, or do you want a little bit of a tighter fit that gives you a little bit more traction and more stability on the trail? It's up to you. Some people prefer comfort, depending on the manufacturer too, depending how tightly they fit. For example, if the shoe fits you very nice and tight throughout the whole body, you can get a little bit of extra space in the toe box just for extra comfort so that your toe is not touching the front of the toe box. But if not, then maybe you would want to get it nice and tight here so that it doesn't wobble around. It's up to you. Let's move on to the criteria number 7, balance of application. So if this really wasn't just your regular trail running shoe, but it was your survival shoe, would this be good? Honestly, if you were the type of person and you picture your survival situation as, you know, putting it on and just running through the woods, running through whatever different terrains as fast as you can to get to the safety, this is an excellent option. Excellent option. Honestly, I love these trail running shoes. This is probably once my current pair of trail running shoes that I have goes, this is probably one of the shoes that I will get eventually and have them as full-time trail running shoes because I absolutely love them. Lightweight, comfortable, excellent outsole. And let's move on to the criteria number 8, the price. Oh my goodness, $59.95. I mean, this really beats a lot of the competition just with the price, honestly. Because if you look at something of decent quality like this, with excellent outsole like this, with good comfort, lightweight, from Salomon, from La Sportiva, from Merrell, from Jack Wolfskin, you're looking more closer to $100. You're looking closer to $100, sometimes even $110, $120, $130, depending on how new the model of the shoe is on the market. So for $59.95, it's an absolute steal, and really hard to beat this shoe. So overall, if you're getting these shoes, if you're watching this review because you have Amazon page open to buy these shoes, go ahead, you're not gonna regret it. Excellent shoes. I absolutely love them. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what do you think about this review? What do you think about these shoes? Obviously, all the input would be very helpful for myself and for other viewers. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. This was Ultimate Survival Gear. I'll see you guys in the next video.